Let me just bring up the agenda. All right. Tonight's meeting, starting now, December 14th, 2020. Dan, if you wouldn't mind starting with the roll call, please.
Certainly. And once again, if there are any board members on their phones, *6 is the mechanism for self-muting and unmuting. Yalitza Checo.
Here.
Gail Vickers.
Here.
Suzanne Sikora Ludwig.
Here.
Chris Delatella.
Here.
Ryan Berger.
Here.
Diana Lopez. Diana Lopez. Bob Cardiker.
Here.
John Petrolino.
Here.
George Shadid. George Shadid. George, I see that you're literally on the call. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
George, is that you?
Yes, here.
Yes, okay, thank you. Manuel Castaneda? Manuel Castaneda? Jeff Crum?
Here.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Dan, if you would not mind reading the public announcement now.
Certainly. Just a second. Pull it up. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time, place, and conduct of all public meetings of the Planning Board of the City of New Brunswick, has been filed with the City Clerk and has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board and posted in the back vestibule of City Hall, visible to the public through the windows in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News Tribune and Star Ledger. Additionally, a change of location notice of the time, place, and manner of conducting this meeting has been made by the board secretary as is required by law, and is also posted in the back vestibule of City Hall, visible to the public through the windows in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper of the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News Tribune and Star Ledger. Governor Phil Murphy has issued executive orders limiting the size of public gatherings until further notice. Furthermore, the CDC has issued guidelines to limit gatherings of groups. The City Planning Board intends to meet on a regular schedule and will meet the guidelines of the Open Public Meeting Act by utilizing teleconferencing and video systems. Public participation at public meetings has been revised, and the public may participate in the conference call-in system. The public is encouraged to call into the conference call system through the phone numbers and access codes transmitted in the above notice, the Home News Tribune and Ledger, and posted in the back vestibule of City Hall, visible to the public through the windows. Board professionals will also be available via conference call and video during this meeting as well. All parties on the conference call will have the opportunity to hear the planning board meeting. During the portions of the meeting that are not open for public comment, callers from the public will be muted, and the board will not be able to hear any public comment through the conference call system. During the public comment periods, I will first read any public comments issued to the board, and those on the conference call and lines who have interest in addressing the board will first be organized by last name and then called upon to speak. After all organized members of the public speak, the process will happen again until all the public has had an opportunity to speak once and for no more than 5 minutes in any given public meeting portion. A timer will chime at the completion of each 5-minute period, and I will notify you that your time has expired. Public needing assistance accessing the call-in number should call the Planning Department at 732-745-5050.
Thank you very much. So I learned that Jersey City in their planning board hearings, they take a digital image of the flag and they share it during this next section. So maybe we could do that next time. But in lieu of that, if everybody could now stand and salute the flag nearest to you. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay, can we now have the minutes of the board's November 12th meeting?
Certainly. So the people who can vote on that meeting are Yalitza Checo, Dale Vickers, Suzanne Sikora Ludwig, Chris Delatello, Ryan Berger, Bob Kartika, and Jeff Crum.
I make a motion to, Chris Deltel, I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second, Suzanne.
Thank you.
Dan, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, this is Arvin Ital, the board attorney. I just want to clarify with Mr. Dominguez, and I apologize because I probably just wasn't paying attention. Mr. Dominguez, this is the meeting minutes from which meeting? Was this the last meeting?
This was that, not the meeting from last week, but the meeting for the theater sign.
I'm sorry.
November 12th.
My apologies, Mr. Chairman. Sorry for
No
the interruption.
Of course, no problem. Thank you for clarifying. Do you want to roll, Dan?
Yes. Yalitza Checo,
Yes.
Dale Vickers,
Yes.
Dale Vickers, Dale, are you still there?
I heard him say yes.
Okay. Suzanne Sikora Ludwig,
Yes.
Chris Delatello,
Yes.
Brian Berger,
Yes.
Bob Kartika,
Yes.
Jeff Crum.
Yes. Great, thank you. Do we have any resolutions for memorialization tonight?
I don't believe so. No, we do not.
Okay. Next, we wouldn't be moving into our public hearing portion of the meeting, but I understand there's a change to the agenda.
That's right, Chairman Crum. The applicant has requested to have their hearings carried to our following board meeting.
Mr. Chairman, again, this is Arvin Ital. If we could just call the case and then we can announce based on that case the
Of course.
request.
Absolutely. And should we, Mr. Itel, should we do those both independently?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So the first hearing that was scheduled tonight was Hardinburg Street Redevelopment Associates LLC. This is located at 24 Hardinburg Street, block 51, lots 5, 6, 27, 28, 29, 29.02, 31, 31.01, and this was application number PB-2020-12. The applicant was seeking preliminary and final major site plan application to construct a parking lot garage structure with approximately 975 spaces, a central utility plant and a loading dock, and an area to serve the proposed Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey Cancer Pavilion. No variances are requested. The site is located in the Healthcare Research Pavilion redevelopment plan area.
Mr. Chairman, again, this is Arvin Ital, the board attorney. It's my understanding that the applicant has requested an adjournment to carry this to the next scheduled meeting of the planning board. My conversation with the applicant's attorney was that he had submitted additional documents for purposes of illustrating and use during the hearing portion, and those were not submitted. We have based on the COVID emergency rules, we're requiring that these exhibits be also provided 10 days prior to the hearing out of fairness to the public to have an opportunity to review these. These were not submitted 10 days prior, so I had indicated to the applicant's attorney, and the applicant's attorney agreed that the public would not have the full 10 days, and is requesting that the matter be carried until the next meeting without further notice being required.
Very good. And Mr. Eitel, is there a requirement that we, the board, make a motion to pass this?
No, Mr. Chairman, this would just be a request by the applicant to carry it. So this would be an announcement made by yourself or Mr. Dominguez, informing the members of the public that are present here today that the matter will be carried to the next meeting. without requiring further notice, and that if anyone is here to hear that specific application, that it would not be heard tonight.
Great. Thank you for the clarification. So please, if there are any members of the public who are participating, please use this notice that this application will be carried to the next planning board meeting, which I don't have the calendar in front of me.
It will be January 11th at 7 p.m. Same call-in information.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, the information will also be posted on the New Brunswick Planning Board portion of the website. So call-in information and any documents will also be available for the public prior to that meeting.
Great. Thank you. Our next application that was on the agenda for tonight was the Cancer Pavilion Redevelopment Associates LLC, located at 165 Somerset Street, Block 51, Lot 2.01. This was application PB-2020-11. The applicant was seeking final major site plan approval to construct an 11-story, 519,500 gross square foot building, commonly known as the Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey Cancer Pavilion, to house outpatient and inpatient care, research facilities, and administrative space associated with the RWJ Barnabas Health and Rutgers. No variances are requested. The site is located in the Healthcare Research Pavilion redevelopment area. Again, this applicant, it's my understanding, is also requesting that this application be carried to the next meeting. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Very good. Again, to any members of the public who are here and interested in that application, this will be heard at the January meeting. And as Mr. Eitel had earlier said, any materials associated with this application will also be posted on the website. Is there any information, any additional information that needs to be shared with the public before we move on?
Mr. Chairman, again, this is Arvin Eitel. I don't believe that there were any additional documents that were being presented as part of this application. I believe that the applicant had just requested the matter be carried based on the fact that this would be on the same evening as another application where he's appearing as well.
Okay, very good.
And this is, Mr. Chair, this is Dan Dominguez again. And just for the record, so that, again, just to reiterate, January 11th, 2021, 7 p.m., same call-in information.
There is material associated with this application that is available currently on the website. It's just no new application, no new information. Is that accurate?
I'm not aware of any new information that has not been submitted at least 10 days prior.
Terrific. Okay. Very good. Thank you. All right. Moving on from the public hearing section. Are there any other discussion items for the board tonight? Mr. Dominguez?
I don't believe so. I believe, if I recall correctly, that at the prior meeting, we did the 2021 calendar for the planning board. And I don't know that we have any other discussion items to discuss.
Any board members wish to bring anything up at this time? Very good. Now we will open this up to other matters of interest to the public. Mr. Dominguez, do you want to read the announcement before we open this up?
Hold on. So we've had a small hiccup here. Arvind, the meeting was not on record. Do we have to redo all those things?
No. As long as there are meeting minutes that accurately reflect.
Okay. And I'm just recording from this point forward. Sorry about that. Thankfully, that was low impact stuff so far. So can we just on the record in the recording reiterate the carrying of those two meetings? It would just make me feel better.
Sure, absolutely. Again, for the record, the two public hearings tonight, the Hardinburg Street Redevelopment Associates application and the Cancer Pavilion Redevelopment Associates application have been carried to the January meeting of the Planning Board.
Thank you. And just one point of clarification on the exhibits, Mr. Ital, just for clarity's sake, all documents from the application need to be available 10 days prior, but the exhibits posted by the applicant can be submitted up until noon on the Wednesday prior to their application.
Thank you for that correction, Mr. Dominguez.
All right. So now we can, I guess, proceed to public comment if the chair wishes.
Yes, please open it up.
There we go. At this time, we're preparing to open the meeting to general public comment for 5 minutes per person in order to assure that the planning board can hear from the interested public and that the public can hear public comments. I will recognize speakers in order by last name in a moment. I will not unmute the public call, and you will be empowered to unmute yourselves either with the microphone, or if you happen to be on phone, you use *6 to unmute yourselves. At that time, I will ask that those last names starting with A to provide me your last name, first name, and home address. I will confirm that the information is correct and move on to the next person alphabetically from A to Z. Upon the completion of asking for all last names from A to Z, I will one more time ask for anyone who would like to be placed on the initial list of speakers. We will then move through the list of speakers by calling the person by name and permitting them to speak. Once we complete the list, we will once again check to see if there's anyone who would like to comment. I will then close the public comment portion. Please be mindful that your voice is being telephonically transmitted and to speak slowly and clearly for the benefit of all. I'll ask that you please remain silent while folks are initially unmuting themselves so we can all hear each other and begin the registration process. I will ask that any member on the public who would like to comment, general public comment, with the last name starting with A, please state your full name and home address. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So, is there anyone who did not make it onto the initial list of speakers who would like to be added to that initial list of speakers?
Mr. Dominguez, I'd just like to add, if anybody is looking to speak to the planning board tonight, I know we do have some guests here. This is your opportunity to let Mr. Dominguez know that you would like to make a comment or make a presentation. This is your chance now.
Yes, if there's no one who would like to speak, we will close and then adjourn the meeting. So, Mr. Chair, seeing none.
Okay, very good. That closes the public portion period of this meeting. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
Chris Delatella, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Chris. Do we have a second?
Bob Cardick, I'll second.
Thank you, Bob. Aye.
All opposed? Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye.